Those are just a few of the reactions trailing Mr. Mago's comments. Let's head over now to the court and bring you a recap of some of the top stories we are tracking.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has fixed February the 25th for the adoption of written addresses on a no-case submission application made by the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Metuh. A no-case submission means that Mr. Metuh is contending that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has failed to make a case against him or link him with the 7-count amended charge bordering on money laundering leveled against him. Metuh is standing trial for allegedly receiving the sum of 400 million naira from the former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, who is being tried for diverting and laundering $2.1 billion. At the same Federal High Court, this time before Justice James Soho, the EFCC last week Wednesday rearraigned Chief Raymond Dokpesi, the former chairman, Dar Communications PLC. His rearrangement follows the reassignment of the case file from Justice Gabriel Kolawole to the new judge. Chief Dokpesi was rearraigned on a 6-count charge bordering on alleged procurement fraud and breach of public trust to the tune of 2.1 billion naira. He allegedly received the money from the office of the former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki. Yet another person facing trial over what is now commonly referred to as Dasuki Gate is Dr. Bello Haliru Mohammed, the former chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Dr. Mohammed, who is also a one-time Minister of Defense, is being prosecuted alongside his son, Bello Abba Mohammed, before Justice Mohammed of the Federal High Court, Abuja, on a 4-count charge bordering on criminal breach of trust and money laundering by the EFCC. Last week, Tuesday, the EFCC opened its case against the accused persons with the testimony of its first prosecution witness, Rukaya Ibrahim, a forensic analyst working with the commission. Back in Lagos, a Federal High Court last week Wednesday dismissed a fundamental rights enforcement suit filed by a former Minister of Aviation, Stella Oduah, against the Attorney General of the Federation and 3 others. Justice Okonabang, who dismissed Mrs. Oduah's suit for want of jurisdiction, also held that if the federal government had any valid reason to arraign the former minister in a Lagos High Court, it would not amount to a violation of her rights. Mrs. Oduah had filed the suit last year, August, urging the court to restrain the agencies of the federal government from questioning or prosecuting her over the purchase of 2 armored BMW vehicles at a cost of 255 million naira by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority under her watch as an aviation minister in 2013. Meanwhile, in another judgment, Justice Abang also refused to stop the EFCC and the Department of State Services from arresting and probing a former special advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan on Niger Delta affairs and the chairman of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Kingsley Kuku. The judge dismissed Kuku's suit for lacking in merit, but restrained the respondents from detaining him beyond 24 hours in contravention of Section 35, subsection 4 and 5 of the Constitution. And we round off with the interesting revelations in the case involving Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Ricky Tarfa. Last week, Tuesday, the anti-graft agency arraigned the senior lawyer before Justice Aishat Okpesanwo of the Lagos High Court on a 2-count charge of obstructing the EFCC's investigation and attempting to pervert the course of justice. 33 senior advocates and 16 other lawyers were listed in the charge sheet as lawyers for Mr. Tarfa. But the defense team says many more lawyers have signed up with them, and the figure is said to be as high as 90 and still counting. The judge has, however, said she will not be intimidated by the huge show of support for the senior lawyer. She then adjourned till March the 14th to hear Mr. Tarfa's application seeking to quash the charges, and April 20 for commencement of trial. At the Federal High Court, Lagos, Mr. Tarfa had filed a fundamental rights enforcement suit to compel the EFCC to return his seized SUV and his 2 mobile phones. In their response, the EFCC asked the court to throw out their application. The commission is challenging the court's jurisdiction to hear the suit on the grounds that the reliefs sought by Mr. Tarfa had become academic and hypothetical by reason of his arraignment. In trying to convince the court to strike out Mr. Tarfa's case, the EFCC revealed that a check carried out into the Access Bank account of Mr. Tarfa's law firm shows that a sum of 225,000 naira was sent to Justice Mohammed Yunusa of the Federal High Court, Lagos, on January 7, 2014, which the EFCC claims is a bribe. Mr. Tarfa has, however, denied bribing the judge, insisting that the money was a donation towards the burial ceremony of the judge's father-in-law.